Hi, I'm Ryan Wilson,
And I'm Courtney Gauchman.
and this is Real Estate for Real Life podcast.
We're excited for this podcast, and this is our first episode. So, we wanted to tell you a little bit about why we started the podcast, the inspiration behind it, a little bit about Ryan and I, and what's to come. So, the inspiration behind this podcast was actually due to decades of us both working in business and in real estate, and all of the incredible people we've met along the way. We're excited to feature them and feature people from our team as well to share insights into business, everything from finance, profit and loss, operational processes, and then the vendors as well too. The vendors who help us in our daily business, that help our clients maintain their homes, their largest asset, of course, and also the businesses that they run. So we're excited to be able to share these insights and talk candidly about some of the incredible businesses and the people that own them around us.
Yeah, we're really fired up about it. We're going to be talking to clients. We're going to be talking to people on our team. We're going to be talking to vendors. We're excited to personally learn from all these people, as you know, the audience will as well. And we're really looking forward to meeting a bunch of these people and getting started here. So I'm pumped for our first episode.
Exactly. Buckle up. Enjoy the ride. So, Ryan, why don't you start? Tell us a little bit about you, your background, and why people should listen to what you have to say.
Oh, wow. Loaded question. So I got in the business back in '06. So it's all I've ever done. So right after college, I got into the real estate business. People were wondering, why are you getting into real estate? You know, things were really hot in '05 and they started to cool down. And a lot of people were predicting, a lot of bad things in the real estate industry. And, the way I looked at it is, okay, I want to get into this industry. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I know I wanted to kind of control my own destiny from a business standpoint. But obviously we know what happened in 2008. So I got in '06. Right after college, didn't have any connections in real estate, just knew that was what I really wanted to do. I was always obsessed with the residential real estate business for a variety of reasons, growing up next to new developments, et cetera. So I got in, and then 2008 happened, and it was a mortgage crash, and everyone got out of the business. A lot of people got out of the business, and a lot of people were wondering if I was going to get out of the business. And I looked at it as a massive opportunity. While agents were running, for the hills, and there was foreclosures and short sales and, a lot of tough stuff happening economically. I thought it was a great chance for me to, kind of continue to grow. So, it was where I started my team. I started off with an ISA, inside sales agent. I was working with a lot of different clients, and it was a way I could grow. And then I needed more leverage, so I got my transaction manager, who's been with me for about 14 years, Shannon. She handled contract to close, which was great because allowed me to get a little bit more leverage. Fast forward a couple of years later, I hired my first agent, me on the Valley. When sales was just too much, I needed help out in the field, and she's been with me the longest, about 13, 14 years now. And that was kind of the starting point of where we grew the team. And I turned from being, a sales agent to more of like a leader, someone who was growing the team, helping the team. And we continued hiring agents from there. My big thing was I wanted to help those agents kind of achieve their goals along with the team goals. So it was really, really important. I loved it. And, we continued hiring agents over the last 5 years. We've doubled our team size. So now we have about 10 agents and 4 full-time operations and marketing staff. I am still very client-facing. It's what I'm obsessed with. I love negotiating the deal. I love getting properties ready for sale. I love the training of agents so they can be superstar agents. I love all that part of it. And kind of the next step was, a handful of years ago, was getting someone involved that was the business side of things. And honestly, that's where you came in with all your experience from a business side to be able to take us to the next level. So why don't you give us a little rundown on your history, what you've been doing in business the last 20 years?
Okay. Well, who says it's 20? 19. No, I'm just kidding. Well, so yeah, my story is a little bit different, obviously. I didn't come out of college knowing I wanted to be in real estate. I was very interested in the beauty industry years ago. So I started off in the beauty industry and worked my way up, became a director of operations, and oversaw a chain of hair salons where we opened from scratch, which was one of the most amazing experiences to get to build a brand and learn how to grow an organization, from everything from the operational processes to how to scale and franchise, which we ended up franchising down in Tennessee. I got to open up those locations as well too, and help do all of the training for that. We had 80 employees. I helped hire and train every single one of them, which was an incredible experience. It was a lot, which is what led me to real estate, actually. So I had bought a condo and got renovated it and sold it just 7 months later. I loved that experience so much that I knew at that point I was ready for a change. I didn't really want 80 employees. The responsibility from a leadership standpoint was immense. And while it was so rewarding, it was also something that I knew someday I wanted to have a family, and I wanted to start to scale that piece down, but I still wanted a business that was scalable, right? I just knew I didn't want it scalable with that many bodies, that many human beings. So I got into real estate after having that little taste of buying my first condo and selling it and having a cool experience there. And I became a real estate agent, sold on a team for a couple of years, took a year off during COVID to raise my twin babies. And that's when you and I met, right?
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
we met and started talking about kind of what your team was looking to do. And I remember you telling me some incredible goals that you had for what your business was going to achieve. And I just knew at that point I wanted to be a part of that. And I really wanted to take my operational experience and use it with the world of real estate, which is actually hard to come by. Not every real estate agent out there is like you, looking to build a large team and actually understands and respects the massive value that operations really add, right? You have that really smart business mind, and you understood that operations are not only something that makes it a better client experience, but it's what makes things so much more seamless and so much more scalable. So
It's the foundation. It really
it
is.
really is. If we're talking homes, right? Building that foundation.
Exactly. Pour concrete.
Yeah, but so it's been awesome. Obviously, I've been with you for 5 years. In the 5 years, not only have we doubled in size with agent count, but we've more than doubled in volume too, which in sales volume, which is amazing. Super exciting.
Yeah.
And we have so many more big goals ahead. So we're excited. We're excited for this podcast because we think that this is a great opportunity to, like we said, really truly involve some of these amazing people we've met along the way in all these years that we've both been in the business world. And we are obsessed with real estate, but we're also obsessed with entrepreneurship and how to run a really smart and strategic business. The operations I could talk about all day long, and I get excited about them every single time we discuss it. So for us, it's all about opening the doors and having conversations with some really incredible people on this podcast. And hopefully people learn something about whatever industry they're in, because I think just as much as salons were a seamless transition into real estate. Honestly, the same exact strategies I used in the salon business to scale that are the same strategies we've used here, right? So I think that every industry has opportunity to learn and teach one another, and we're excited to be able to merge all those worlds.
Yeah.
That's why it's real estate for real life.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to the next couple of episodes ahead.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun time. You know, no matter what people are doing, real estate is involved in their life. Whether they're leasing out their commercial space, renting an apartment, buying a big house, they're always involved in real estate. And, you know, the way I look at it too is it can be a part of funding that perfect life. A lot of people use wealth or use real estate to kind of just establish some wealth. And it's just a way that people are, you know, in every aspect, every business, it plays into real estate. So we're excited to have these people on that all different walks of life in different industries to learn from them. And we're really looking forward to it and kind of hearing all the insights they have and spotlighting some of these amazing businesses that play into it. So we're excited for it.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yep.